Hello friends, how are you? Hope you are doing well. So let us start the discussion about the next business function and the associated risks which we highlight in the enterprise risk registers and the associated ESG impacts for these risks. We will see certain examples related to this particular business function, and the title for the business function is operations. Okay, so we will talk about this particular department or business function, operations. So in operations department there are certain risks associated. We will see one by one what are the risks associated which we consider under the enterprise risk management. So first one is, let's say, take example of the supply chain disruptions. Okay, supply chain disruptions, and these interruptions can delay the production and also affecting the delivery timelines. And what can be the associated environmental social governance impacts? So first we consider under the environmental pillar and as well as under the social pillar also. So we can say disruptions can impact the customer satisfaction, also impacting the operational efficiency, and can lead to increase resource use to mitigate the delays actually. Okay, next is about the operations failure, which is related to the equipment failures actually. The equipment failure can happen related to the machine breakdowns, and that can lead to the costly downtimes and the resource wastage. So we consider the environmental pillar for identifying the impacts associated with this. So the impact can be inefficiencies and increased resource consumption from repairs, which will increase the environmental impacts. And also the examples can be related to this environmental impacts, emissions and waste. So this will also increase. The next risk is related to the quality control issues. Defective products that can harm customers' trust and lead to the recalls actually. And under the social pillar, we can consider poor quality control. This can endanger customer safety, impacting the brand loyalty, and also leading to increased waste and resource uses when we talk about the recalls actually. And next is regulatory non-compliances. Failure to meet the standards. This can result in fines and reputational damage. And what can be the associated ESG impacts? This can be discussed under the governance pillar, where we can say the non-compliance affects regulatory relationships and public trust. Public trust will be impacted, and also impacting the long-term operational sustainability and the business resilience. Okay. Next risk is inefficient processes. Operational bottlenecks. This can reduce the productivity and raising the cost. So we consider under the environmental pillar some impacts like inefficiency will increase the energy uses, waste generation, and also impacting environmental sustainability. Then we talk about the natural disasters as a risk. Okay, these events, natural disasters or environmental events, which can disrupt the operations and can cause significant number of losses. And we consider under the environmental pillar, we talk about poor preparedness that can increase the resource losses and operational disruption, also stressing the environmental resources during the recoveries. Then next risk is related to resource scarcity. Okay, limited availability of the raw material, which will disrupt the production obviously. And also, what can be the associated impact? Like in the environmental pillar, we can say dependence on the scarce resources, which can raise the operational cost and also the environmental impact, highlighting the need for the sustainable sourcing. Sustainable sourcing. Okay, next is labor shortage. This can be the risk because inadequate staffing, and that will affect the productivity and the service deliveries. So this can be considered under the social impacts, where we can say labor shortage can reduce the employee well-being, which can happen because of the increased workloads, and that will impact the job satisfaction and workforce morale also. Next risk is, let's say, cyber security related threats. This can happen because of the vulnerabilities exposing critical data to the breaches, and these cyber incidents, which can reduce the trust, impacting data integrity, and also increasing the regulatory scrutiny, which will affect the overall business resilience. So this we can consider under the governance pillar. The next risk is, like we can say, inflexible processes. Inability to adapt to market changes. This will affect the competitiveness. We can say in the governance pillar, lack of adaptability, which will restrict the strategic growth of the organization and the ability to meet the evolving stakeholder needs. Okay, and of course that will impact the long-term sustainability also. Long-term sustainability will also be impacted. So in this example, we have discussed the particular business function called operations, their enterprise risk, associated ESG impact. Now we will discuss about another department and its risk and impact. Thank you very much.